Dudes to Dads is a podcast to help men understand and navigate the transition of being a single dude into a family man. How do we make sense of it all? Well, we probably won't be able to, but let's go ahead and have some fun trying. And we are back.
We are back.
This is Dudes to Dads. I'm Jason Kreidman.
And I'm Alan Bush.
Alan, how you doing?
Great. It's been a long day.
I had a big sigh there.
Yeah, what's up with that?
I don't know. I'm sitting up straight, trying to relax.
Yeah, but
we get our second wind at this time of the night.
Yeah, we got to do some jumping jacks, hang out for a bit, maybe get a beer. We don't even have any beer in here, huh?
Nope. It's an
Clean and sober podcast.
Yeah. No, that's cool. Got an interesting show for you today. 39 life hacks for dads.
39 life hacks.
Don't ask me how I came up with 39. It was just I combined a bunch of different life hacks that I found, and these are the ones I liked.
Okay, and it just came up to be a 39.
39
of them.
Yeah, I like odd things. I don't like doing hey, here's 25 or 40. It's like 39 just happened to.
Yeah, I
didn't want to stretch for that extra one and make it an even 40. That's how lazy I was today.
Well,
but I'm accepting of it.
Yeah, I'm accepting of it as well.
But these are tips and tricks for dads or for fathers that are going to help you. If somebody's not familiar with the term life hack, how would you describe that?
Kind of like a shortcut.
Shortcut. That's a good way to say it.
Yeah, that's kind of the best way to
look at it.
Shortcut
or a way to make things a little easier.
Yeah, exactly.
Got it.
Right.
Okay. So first one, if you're going to a public place, going to lose your kid, you're scared you might lose your kid, you can put a sticker or tape on them that has their phone number on it.
Okay. I was going to say it's like your luggage. You put like a sticker on your luggage.
Well, we're talking a small child.
Yeah, right.
You know,
okay.
I mean, but who doesn't know what they're doing. But, almost like a dog tag.
A dog tag, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did I serve the Army?
Yeah, that totally would make sense. Another one. You're trying to organize stuff in the car.
Yeah.
Like their dolls or games and stuff like that. A shoe caddy. On the back of put a shoe caddy on the back of the seat.
Oh, okay.
Little compartments for shoes, like a little slip thing you normally hang in like the closet or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, you put that on the back of the.
Oh, okay.
Now, not to say that there aren't things made like that specifically for the back of a seat.
No, but it's probably cheaper to get a shoe caddy, right?
I think a lot of these things, there are alternatives that are probably made like that.
Right. But they cost
a lot.
Way more, yeah.
So these are hacks that you can easily do. That's something you might already have.
Yeah.
The other thing, too, as a little disclaimer, these are very visual. And we're on an audio. So... some of these might not make total sense, but I'll put the link to some of the resources that I found on here.
Sure.
So if somebody has a question,
we'll do our best to describe what it is. And,
yeah.
We should be all right.
So anyways.
It's a smart audience.
So if your child can't reach the sink when they want to wash their hands, most people either do, they get them a stool. That's one way.
Right.
The other is you can actually, they showed cutting a shampoo bottle and putting it on the end of the faucet to extend the faucet out farther. So you actually cut it. And so you have like a little boat kind of thing that you put at the end of the faucet. And so it brings the water closer to the edge.
So you're cutting the shampoo bottle in half.
Correct.
Like down the middle of the shampoo bottle. So it makes this kind of spigot.
And then
spout thing.
Totally.
Cool.
Yeah. So that would work.
Wow.
This one I've actually used. If you trying to avoid getting your child's hands messy with a popsicle, you put a muffin cup on the bottom of the popsicle. So like if you make muffins, and they have like a reverse or, there's a little like cup.
Yeah.
You put the popsicle stick through that cup or through that.
So all the reservoir.
So anything that drips down catches into that.
And then they can drink it later.
Right. Because a lot of times the wrapper doesn't work that well for that.
Yeah. Because it gets crumbled up and just spills off the sides.
Right.
Yeah.
So now we're on the fifth one. A door stopper. Sometimes you need a door stopper. Now you could go out and buy a door stopper.
Okay.
But why not make it a little more fun? Use a pool noodle. You know what that is? The things that you float with.
Yeah.
So you can cut a noodle up into like maybe 6 inches to a foot and put that at the edge of the door or along the door. So you could cut a slit in the middle of it and put that on the edge of the door.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And so, when child obviously above them, so they can't take it off.
Yeah.
But they can't close the door that way.
Right.
Now, that's probably cheaper than a lot of the children's safety devices that are out there because there are a lot of them.
Sure.
But if you happen to have that pool noodle. Now, another pool noodle trick, which I actually did this one. We bought my son a bunk bed a while back, and the ladder to the bunk bed was like these metal rungs, and they were little circle steps, but they were circle. They weren't flat.
Yeah.
And they hurt me at least when I walked up. I would imagine they were not that comfortable for him either. So I actually got a pool noodle.
Oh,
and cut it open and put it over it and then taped it.
Yeah.
And so I made it. Now,
make it cushiony.
The caveat, he was coming down the bed and slipped on one because it rotates.
Yeah, because it doesn't stay in one place.
Right.
Yeah.
And he fell and it wasn't, he was okay.
One of the best ways to injure your kid is to.
Yeah, I did not. So he actually said, he's like, I think I want to take these off. So the lesson was to make sure that if you do put the noodle on there, it's secure.
Yeah. And like,
so you can actually tape it.
The tape is probably a good idea.
Correct.
Yeah.
A little tighter next time.
Yeah, for sure. Right.
I didn't want my kid getting it. So, and also another noodle use, which there's a ton of them. Springs on the trampoline. If you have a trampoline, typically on the outside, there's like springs and they're not that comfortable. Right. Some higher end ones have pads over those springs.
Yeah.
But many of the like smaller ones or less expensive ones do not.
I always thought about that. As someone bouncing on it.
Yeah, it hurts.
Happens to land on the spring.
It hurts.
I'm sure.
So you could potentially cover those. And I saw there was a picture of that. Like this guy had the noodles all the way across.
That's crazy.
To be able to do that.
That's awesome.
So number 8, avoid losing bibs for feeding time.
Yeah.
If you can't find them.
Yeah.
Put a hook on the back of the high chair.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So that's, just an extra place.
Yeah. Why can't it be a storage device as well? Yeah.
Totally. Don't want your children to interrupt your video game. This is funny. Give them a fake controller that's not connected.
Right. Yeah. There was some picture of a brother and his son, and his other baby brother, and it's saying it had the baby brother connected to a controller that wasn't plugged in.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So awesome. That's just it's an easy way to pretend that you're letting them participate.
Yeah, good job.
Yeah. Having trouble with kids sweeping up, which we've had this trouble at home. You put an area of colored tape down, like in a square.
Okay.
So you like make a square out of tape,
right,
and make it a game. So you're like, hey, we're going to try to sweep everything into this square, or it's the same thing. This is another one I've done where you put a trash can in the middle of the room, and like they have, if there's papers, whatever, they have to try to shoot baskets. You know what I mean? You're just making it fun,
right,
to clean. But the idea with the sweeper was to make an area where they have to sweep all the stuff into one area, rather than trying to get it onto the lifter thing. Whatever it is. I don't know what it's called.
Thing.
What is that thing? What is that thing called?
Sweep. No, wait. Sweep catcher? I don't even know what that's called.
Yeah, see, there you go. You're like looking at me like, oh, wait, you don't know what you're talking about?
Right, I have no idea.
Trouble getting your daughter's hair in a ponytail? You can use a vacuum. And it's funny, one of my friends actually did this and posted the video on YouTube. So you get a vacuum with a small hose on it. The small hose of the vacuum. You put a rubber band on the vacuum hose.
Okay.
And then you take the girl's hair and you vacuum it.
Yeah.
And to make sure all the hair's in there, and then you slide the rubber band onto the hair. And it's funny in like couple seconds, but my friend did it and it worked.
It totally worked. That's hilarious.
I guess you got to be careful if this vacuum's not too strong.
Yeah, then you get their head sucked up in it.
But yeah, that works. Number 12, bathe the baby in a laundry basket inside the bathtub so that the toys don't go move around.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I might have seen this one somewhere.
Well, so oftentimes, when you bathe a baby initially and they're very small, you do put them in some sort of smaller container. So there's like little baby baths and stuff like that. But those are kind of expensive.
Yeah.
And they're very specialized. This is you just get a regular laundry basket, put them in there. And it has holes in it, so the water goes in it.
Right.
You don't have to have special water.
Yeah, exactly.
And then the toys stay within that vicinity.
Oh, so that's a good idea.
It is a good idea.
It's funny. I recall cousins of mine being bathed in the sink.
Oh, totally.
That was kind of the thing to do there.
Yeah, no, we did that for sure. It's just sometimes that even is a little hard because you don't have a lot of room. And you don't want to get water all over the place.
For sure.
So the bathtub,
you're cleaning dishes and stuff in there too, so you don't worry about that.
I haven't heard of this one, but supposedly vinegar on burns
prevents
blisters and eases the pain.
Huh.
So whatever chemical is in vinegar, which if you happen to have vinegar lying around when you get burned, you probably have some sort of burn cream.
Yeah.
You know?
Right. Yeah. Unless you're like,
We just happen to be at an Italian restaurant and you got burned. You know?
Exactly. Here's some vinegar.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's probably just as easy to go, but I guess it works.
And homeopathic remedies,
Right.
probably.
Right. They don't want to spend the money on the cream.
Right. They like the cooking.
This is a good one. Keep a lint roller in your playroom or your craft room to pick up glitter or other little small pieces.
Yeah.
So oftentimes a vacuum doesn't necessarily pick everything up.
Right.
So it's a good thing to have that little roller.
Yeah.
Which is great. I thought that was
it
good.
doubles up if you have pets.
Yeah. If you live in hot places, I was just in Phoenix not too long ago.
Yeah.
Use a spray bottle or keep a spray bottle in your car. Now the spray bottle doesn't have to be cold. It's just the water is obviously more comfortable than, but to avoid a hot seat buckle.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, that makes sense.
Which you would probably want to wipe it though. Otherwise you're going to get it rusty.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Exactly.
But that seems to be something that could work.
Yeah. Yeah.
16, keep kids from locking themselves in a bathroom. You put a rubber band around both knobs. So you actually tie one rubber band, around the knob into the other knob. Now, as I said before in the other scenario, they are child safety devices,
right?
But that's a really cheap one. It's a rubber band.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
you happen to have that around.
Generally,
it's much cheaper than a safety device. I really like this one. I showed this one to my wife, and I think we're going to do this. Is prevent kids from using too many cups, not plastic, but real cups.
Yeah.
Or I should say plastic cups, not like throwaway cups, but
right. Yeah.
They're plastic cups because they like drink a little bit and then they'll put it down and they'll go get another cup.
Right.
You put magnets on the back of on the sides of the cup, and then you put those cups on the refrigerator. So it's near the water, because we have a refrigerator with water, so they can just grab that, whatever, drink it, and then put it back on there. And kids, I think, would like that. I think my kids would enjoy that.
That's pretty cool.
So I think I'm going to try that. I'll report back.
I'm surprised that hasn't been invented as a device.
I think it probably
has. It?
I'm sure.
But
they had this thing where they
magnetic Tupperware or silverware.
Yeah, I was in like the Container Store or something.
Yeah,
and they had like turning everything into magnets. Like they have it was a magnetic board that like you put in your kitchen or you put in your like office, and everything is attached to magnets. So like a pencil, a pen, a stapler, it's like instead of on your desk, everything's up vertically on a magnet.
Just on the wall.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
And you can just, a lot of it you can just put an adhesive magnet to it.
Yeah.
So that's how this was. It was like at Walmart for $1. You get a little magnet.
Yeah.
You just put an adhesive and you stick it on there and it works.
I made business cards that were magnetic paper.
Oh, that's cool.
And I would just go to parties and like leave people over the refrigerator.
Totally. I see those all the time. That's like pizza delivery.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Get your podcast. Yeah. That was your audio
exactly.
So what was the other one? So put a few drops of paint inside a Ziploc bag.
Okay.
And then allow the baby or child to just paint away, like with their hands. So basically like a couple different colors or something, and just like, swirled around and whatever. And it's in a Ziploc.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's exciting, I guess.
So it's like it's in the bag, but they're messing around with it inside the bag.
Right.
So there's no mess.
So there's no mess. You could either hang it up and let them do it, or they could do it on the ground.
Right.
So it's just a way to like entertain them for about 2 minutes.
Right. Exactly.
Which was another episode. Yeah. How to entertain them without electronic devices. That was like 2 episodes ago?
Yeah.
Too much soap coming out of a dispenser. Add a rubber band to the nozzle. So on the nozzle itself, where you would push down, it reduces the amount of space that you are able to push down.
Oh, right. So you're not squirting all that stuff.
Correct.
There,
so you only get to squirt a little bit.
Okay.
And that's a great one we should use in my house. Or they should make kid-friendly squirt.
Well, yeah, they don't have to make them giant squirt things.
They put way too much of everything. Yeah. And in fact, there's one here that's very interesting coming up. So kids often are putting their shoes on the wrong feet.
Yeah.
And it's funny. I look at their shoes. I'm like, I don't know which one's left either. A lot of times it doesn't look that much different.
Yeah.
Maybe they make them universal. I don't know, because they're kids. But this was a good one. Cut a sticker, and like a superhero or some scenario where there's actually, it's not the same if you cut it. meaning like, let's say it's Spider-Man.
Yeah.
You cut Spider-Man down the middle and you put one on each inside of each shoe.
Okay.
So that the child can match it and know, oh, that's the left side and that's the right
This
side.
is left Spider-Man.
You could also do an L and an R and teach them left and right.
And get them
But
the alphabet.
This was a hack for smaller children that maybe don't know the alphabet yet. Which was,
Learn the alphabet.
they know how to put two halves together of a picture, but I don't.
They know 2 Spider-Men.
I'm not saying every one of these hacks are perfect. I'm just saying. This was helpful, could use for an adult too. So if you have a splinter, make a paste of baking soda and water and pour it on the splinter, and it actually will extract the splinter out.
Really?
I did not know that.
Never heard of that one.
I like it if it works.
I don't want to get a splinter, but I'd be interested to test that one out.
Okay, let me know.
Yeah, I'll let you know. As soon as I get a splinter. I handle a lot of that wood that I usually handle.
This is a common problem, number 22, for lunches. So we often will give our kids apples for lunches. If you cut the apple in the morning, it goes bad, like turns brown by the end of the day.
Right.
Or by lunch. So you add a little salt and water and you wipe it off. You add a little salt and then wipe it off with water, and that will keep them fresh.
Oh, okay. Keeps it up longer.
Yeah. Now, we've used lemon juice, which I knew, like the citrus or whatever keeps it.
Yeah.
I did not know salt and water. So then it's a question of taste, because you can actually taste a little bit of the lemon, which I don't mind. I actually like it. It's a little sour, you know, and our kids don't mind it. So I'd be curious how which one works better.
It's funny because certain cultures will use salt on fruit a lot. I know that certain people that I've talked to, they would put salt on pineapple or salt on apples
as a preservative.
As a preservative for one, and for two, it's just like the flavor of it. So it's interesting. Yeah.
I've never done that.
Yeah, I don't like that. I tried it. I'm not a big fan.
I put sugar on some.
I get sugar on my fruit.
I put powdered sugar on, or like sugar on a grapefruit.
Chocolate on my fruit.
On a grapefruit or a strawberry or something.
Yeah.
Like that. That makes sense.
Yeah.
But salt? Yeah.
I don't understand that.
Maybe not my taste.
Yeah.
WD-40 removes crayons.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure. They didn't say on what surface, but I'm guessing
walls.
Yeah, could be. If you want to,
wasn't there something about Coca-Cola? Like
you can
like take rust off of things.
Yeah.
Wash dishes and Coke.
Or Tang. I heard Tang. You can wash your dishes with it. Yeah. I don't know. No plug for Tang.
Yeah, right.
Is Tang still around?
I don't know. I mean, astronauts probably still drink it, right?
If your child has trouble holding a pencil, put a tissue in the last 2 fingers and have them hold it. And the reason being is it'll help them squeeze their hand and roll their fingers over. Okay. Because a lot of times they don't understand how to grip the pencil. Yeah. So that'll sort of force them to grip it.
Okay.
That's one way to do it. The other thing too, or you can put a rubber band around the pencil and then put the other end of the rubber band around their wrist.
Okay.
It's more visual.
Like strap it to their hand.
Yeah. You're almost strapping it to the hand so that it's tight.
Yeah.
That's kind of a trick that people use with chopsticks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like when it's a kid's chopsticks, they have the rubber band with the little towel in between it so that they can easily use it. Kind of a similar idea, I think.
That's interesting.
On shoes, you can also use crayons to cover up some scratches if you can color match them pretty good.
Yeah.
You could use marker, I guess, too.
Right.
Which I actually have used the next one, markers on flooring.
Oh, okay.
So we have wood flooring.
Yeah.
I actually have used markers. That was our wood flooring installer showed us that. Especially if you have like a distressed wood that shows black and tan, depending on the color of your flooring. Mm-hmm. You actually just take a marker and fill in the scratches and it works.
That's so fun.
Yeah. As long as it's not, washable marker.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Every time I'm off the floor as well. Some more scratches.
And the other thing, permanent marker on wooden furniture can come off with toothpaste.
Really?
I'm guessing it has an abrasive. That's why.
Toothpaste does?
Yeah. Toothpaste has an abrasive.
I was thinking maybe because it had some kind of acid or something.
Oh, it could be that too. Yeah. But I was thinking it has an abrasive too.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's the bristles.
Brushing?
I don't know.
Yeah. Use a toothbrush to get it off as well.
Yeah. I don't know. These are why they're life hacks.
And markers.
Yeah, I haven't.
Tartar control and marker control crest.
So I have tried this one. Number 29, need to clean up a room. Use an egg timer to race against the clock. I did try that, and it worked okay for a couple times.
They probably then they realized it's a gimmick.
Yeah, they were like, "This is fun," and then they realized that wow, you're just trying to get us to clean.
Yeah, right.
But it's funny. I think I had mentioned this past. That worked for me for taking out the trash.
Oh.
So my family would time me how fast I could go through the house and collect all the trash and then bring it downstairs.
How funny.
And for a long time. And they would write it down. I remember my sisters getting in on it too, because they knew that they didn't have to do it.
Right.
It was like trash day, right before trash day or whatever. And like, all right, Jason, we're gonna time you. So gullible. And basically I would like line up at the stairs, and we had it wasn't a big house, but it was a very tall house.
Yeah.
Like there was multiple stories, but it was like one room on each level. It was weird. It was like almost like a tree house. And so it was tiring. Like I had to go to each level, and I remember they'd be like, all right, 43 seconds, whatever. And I was thinking I had to like beat my personal best. Now I'm realizing that the whole family was against.
Yeah.
And totally
just in and on. It's like, yeah, whatever. You win. Trash day.
So thanks, family. Yeah. As you're listening to this.
Yeah.
No, that's all right. Number 30, need to get rid of a pacifier. Slowly cut the little piece of like the nipple part of it.
Yeah.
Slowly cut a piece of that off each time the child uses it.
Really?
Yeah.
Will it wean off?
I guess that's the idea, that like eventually they're realizing it gets smaller and smaller.
So
and supposedly they won't use
benefit.
it. Yeah. we just threw it away.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
We gave it to the fairy, the pacifier fairy. I don't know. It seemed to be fine.
Yeah.
It's funny how big of a deal that seems to be, because it's like, the parents are so concerned about like, well, they need it to be able to do, and then.
Yeah, because sometimes it's one of those things. It's literally called the pacifier. Right. I mean, it pacifies the baby. So like I can imagine they were like, oh, what are we going to do?
It's a big deal when you're not like looking back. Like I remember it being a big deal, but it seems like such not a big deal now.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like, how are we going to do that? And it's just, I don't remember. I think our both of our children didn't necessarily love it. Like they didn't really take to it. Yeah, they weren't attached to it. It was like once in a while. Yeah. I think we had trouble keeping it in there mouths.
Right. They were like, I want to talk.
But some kids, I mean, it's quite,
Yeah, some kids it's magical.
Yeah. This one was funny. Use an inflatable pool inside and keep your baby enclosed. So like, because it's padded or it's like it's air.
Yeah. So you don't have to, you just don't have to watch them. Just watch them around.
Yeah. No water.
Yeah.
Just dry.
Right. Yeah, right.
But just inflate the pool.
You want to make it interesting, put water in it.
Yeah, but you just inflate the pool, let them play.
Yeah, right.
That's cool.
Yeah, and they just bounce off the sides.
We did this one, number 32. Keeping baby food to last for a while. Freeze it in ice trays.
Yeah.
So we did that. My wife was really good about making food.
Yeah.
And so we would make like a huge batch of, let's say, smashed carrots or something.
Right.
Like that. And then we would just put it in ice cube trays.
Huh.
And then
make babysicles.
And then freeze it.
Yeah.
And so then you have a couple things. One, you could make little popsicles for them, which they loved. So
sure.
Or you then would defrost it.
Yeah.
But I remember, all right, get the spinach and, apple cubes out. It's like, and we had them all.
Do you ever get
labeled.
drunk and like put them in your drink or something like that?
That's a great idea.
By accident. Strained
Why
carrots.
does this beer taste like spinach? Or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I like beer.
Rum,
I like
Coke,
ice in
and
my beer.
carrots.
Yeah.
I never had that before.
I said beer because I like ice in my beer.
You're one of those weird ones.
Yeah, I do.
It's one of your weird quirks.
Light beer. Yeah.
Light beer with
Not a
ice.
dark beer. Yeah. This was funny. Kids using too much toilet paper. Create a do not pass sign, or like don't go longer than this, to guide the length of the toilet paper. So under the roll, you actually then put a little sign that allows them to pull down to that level. And that's where they cut off the toilet paper. Because kids will have a tendency, they like rolling the toilet paper.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know. I don't even realize that I hadn't policed this, but then I wonder like how our toilet paper goes so fast in the kids' room.
Right.
And it's not because they go to the bathroom all the time. It's because they use a lot. They just waste a lot of toilet paper.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing to do, is just kind of put a line in it.
Yeah.
Use the dishwasher to clean shoes, toys, and hats. Which I've done that for hats. Yeah. It's because it's a lot softer.
Like baseball caps?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, we bought a a cap saver or something. I don't know what it's called, but basically it's a mold that you put your baseball hat in so that the shape of it doesn't get messed up.
Oh, that's cool.
And then you put that in the dishwasher.
Oh.
You can put some of them you can put in the laundry too, but but the dishwasher just seems to be a little bit more gentle on it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like if you
know what's funny? I wear hats all the time, as you know, but like I didn't think to throw it in the washing machine, and it was like I was like, I gotta wash this thing. It looked so much better after I threw it in the water. I was like, wow, it's so much brighter.
That's pretty gross.
Yeah, it was pretty gross how dirty it was. I was like, oh my gosh.
Well, yeah, especially if you use it to work out or something like that.
Yeah, or different types of hat. Like my hat I wear on a daily basis, it was just getting dirty from just general wear and tear.
What do you call that hat you have a hat on now?
Trabersham? I don't know what you call it.
What is it?
I think it's something else. I don't think
it's not a beret.
No, it's not a beret. It's I don't know what it's called.
Is it a Kango?
No, like, no,
it's pretty stylish.
Yeah, it's like, and it made a comeback. And I remember my grandfather used to wear these, but like now I'm wearing them. Yeah, but I don't know what they're called.
We'll take a picture and put it on the.
Yeah, you know what this is called? Write it to podcast.
And you can email us at podcast@dudestodads.com.
Exactly.
Also, give us a rating based on Alan's hat if you like that.
Exactly.
Let's see. Oh, so when you're getting out of the car. And often, this still happens with my children, but you're like, hey, stay over here because there's cars coming or you're in a parking lot or whatever. You often are like trying to, especially if you have more than one kid or you're trying to get something out of the car or whatever, you're concerned about their safety. There's like these stickers that are, and I think it's more like a magnet because I don't think it's a sticker that you put on the car so that their hand, they touch that. It's like a safety spot. So you say, okay, put your hand on this circle, you know, or whatever. And so the child like puts their hand on the circle so that they stay in one spot and they're not going, you know, I guess you could do that and say, put your hand on the light, you know.
Right. Yeah.
You don't necessarily have to get that out, but this was somebody obviously wanted to sell some product. So they put that up there.
Right.
This one was a good idea too. 36, poke a hole through the bottom of a plastic cup, which there should be no shortage of these during the 4th of July.
Right.
And use it to hold a sparkler. So in other words, it's like a shield for your hand.
Okay.
And the sparkler goes through the bottom of the cup. And then you hold the sparkler almost like the sheath, like I said, of a sword.
Yep.
You know, like and so you can hold the sparkler, the cup covers it. I have a visual here which you can see, and then you're holding the sparkler coming out.
Now, is there an issue with like
the plastic getting burned?
Yeah,
it's better than your hand.
That's true, but I mean, but then if the plastic catches fire,
I think the plastic would be less likely.
Probably not because the sparkles are they're not very hot. But yeah,
but kids get scared of them.
They do.
You know, you don't.
Well,
and it burns down to your hand. You know, like
get down to your fingertips. You're like,
if you use a playpen outside, you can put a crib sheet over the top of it.
What's a crib sheet?
A sheet used in the crib. So if you put a crib,
gotcha,
or a playpen, or it's called a playpen or crib, outside, not only for like mosquitoes or bugs or something like that, but it's a good because it's a fitted sheet. You could put that over the top of it, so that works. And sort of cover and provide some shade too.
Right.
That's a little hack.
Yeah.
38. Get a strip or put a strip from a glue gun and glue on the bottom of kids' shoes, just like a strip of glue. Or you can do like little dots or something and prevents them from slipping.
Oh, interesting.
Oftentimes,
adds a little traction.
Yeah, a little traction. Oftentimes, you could obviously use tape or something too.
Right.
Some like sandpaper.
Yeah.
But
everything runs smooth and sandpaper's on your shoes.
But oftentimes, when you have little kids' shoes, they're very slippery.
Well, aren't they like hard bottom and like slick?
It depends. Yeah.
I've seen the babies' shoes, especially. Like, what kind of traction do these poor babies have?
I don't think maybe they think they're for aesthetics and they're not walking.
Yeah, they're like, not going to walk in these. Why should we put traction on?
Yeah, they're often slippery. So that's just a way to. And then the last one, which seems pretty obvious, but I don't think people do this. If you have multiple kids and the clothes could potentially get messed up, just put a colored dot or initial on the label or on the tag.
Yeah. I thought,
everybody,
I think we did that since.
But that was a life hack. It was on there.
Yeah.
It was one of those.
Yeah.
So that's 39 life hacks. We actually got through all 39.
Yeah. A lot of them involved rubber bands.
Rubber bands,
Keep
glue,
rubber bands handy.
And pool,
and pool noodles.
Pool noodles.
There we go. It's just the two things would probably solve about 10 of those things.
Right. If you have any life hacks,
yeah, I would like to hear.
Send us an email, podcast@dudestodads.com. Life hacks for dads, especially.
Yeah.
That's what we're looking for.
That would be helpful.
Also, we appreciate any reviews on iTunes or Stitcher.
That's right.
Give us some feedback.
5 stars if you can.
Yeah. And Alan, another hectic week, but a good week.
Yes.
And any other words?
No, I think we're good for this week. We'll see you next time.
All right. Let's see you.
Have a good one.
Bye.